I think we opened the door for women to work in any kind of job. Rosie the Riveter stands for all the women who did anything to help win World War II.
I sewed underwear for the servicemen.
I picked up scrap metal for the war effort.
I was a secretary for the War Department in the Pentagon.
I was a riveter. I am Dr. Frances Carter, and I live in Birmingham. I'm 97 years old. I enjoy living here. I'd just get up and look at somebody and visualize what that was like. John Thomas Carter, he went overseas, and we just kind of wrote letters along for a while. I said, well, hey, if I'd been a boy, I would have been drafted by now. So I decided out to do something more. It just happened to be a riveter. I had never really been in an airplane. By the time I got there were B-29s, and that's a great big old bomber. I worked with a booker. As I would drill a hole and shoot the rivet, she would book from the other side. What we were doing is trying to make a two-headed nail. We were doing blue-collar construction work. We were not trying to be women's liberals or anything of that sort. We were really trying to learn the job, to help win the war, to get the boys home. I think the men accepted us and felt like we could do these things. Before the war, school teaching was really a woman's work, but they never got to be a principal till well after the war. We could be a teacher, but not a principal. You could be a nurse, but very few got to be a doctor. We really opened the door for all kinds of work. We also did another thing we didn't know we were doing. We changed fashion. You had to wear no jewelry, and we always wore real red lipstick because I think they thought that'd make up for not wearing jewelry. You had to restrain your hair and wore rubber-soled shoes, coveralls. Although I picked cotton in the dress, as I look back over it now, I wonder how in the world I ever did that. What would we do without pants now? Y'all have a lot to give us credit for. After the war, John and I got married and had 2 children. He really was a solid person and understanding and intelligent. I never dreamed of going and getting a doctor's degree, but he said, you're going to do it. I was 76 when I started American Rosies and Riveter Association. John said, well, yeah, I'll help you. He thought I meant a club just in Birmingham. But I really was thinking of the whole nation. This picture, We Can Do It, is not copyrighted. They said they never expected it to be famous. It kind of turned out to be a movement. Now there's more than 6,200 members. We have roses and rosebuds and rivets. The roses together are very inspiring. They may not know each other, they may be there in a wheelchair, but their minds are pretty sharp. And I feel like it's a sort of a heritage that we have, and we might as well show it off a little bit. We can still do it. John and I started giving speeches, and we called them Rosie and her paratrooper. In March of 2014, John passed away. That was 2 weeks shy of our 68th wedding anniversary. We didn't talk much about dying. And he was just so up and going, and I just didn't expect it at all. What on earth am I left here for? Well, that's what I keep wondering. Now I give speeches with my daughter Nell. I would like to live a while longer, as long as it's like this. I get kind of teary about this, but I hope my parents felt like I did all right. And they didn't have much money to give me to go to school on, and they were kind of begging me to quit before I did. But I don't think they were disappointed. I do think, though, there ought to be a lot of give and take between the generations. That's good for both sides. I think there's some things that the young ones can learn from the older ones, and the older ones can learn from the younger. Acceptance, non-jealousy, loveliness, happiness, companionship. Those are things that make life well lived.
All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie the Riveter keeps a sharp lookout for sabotage, sitting up there on the fuselage. That little frail can do more than a male can do. Rosie the Riveter. Rosie's got a boyfriend, Charlie. Charlie, he's a Marine. Rosie is protecting Charlie, working overtime on the riveting machine. When they gave her a production knee, she was as proud as a girl could be. There's something true about red, white, and blue about Rosie the Riveter.